All right. So good evening, everybody. So guys, let me know if you can actually hear me. All right. Just drop me a message on the chat box. So before we kick off, I'm gonna be waiting a little bit for other people to join us. Okay. So we'll be kicking off in a bit. We'll be kicking off in a bit. So let me know if you can hear me. So all this live thing, technology. Don't mind me, I'm old school. I'm just learning how to do all these things. So please, I need you guys to let me know. All this live thing, technology. Don't mind me, I'm old school. I'm just learning how to do all these things. Need you guys to let me know. Okay, thank you guys. Okay, thank you for that response. So tonight we'll be looking at you know, as we are looking at um the market for the week, by like our normal routine, like we normally do. We'll also be looking at the effect of the new president elect. So let me share my screen. I guess I have not shared that screen. I need to share my screen so that you guys can see. All right. All right. So we'll be looking at the effect of the new president elect. It's very important for us to look at that because one way or the other, whether you like it or not, whatever affects the US dollar affects everybody all over the world. uh You know, whatever affects the US dollar, just know that it's going to affect you. It's going to affect your GT bank account. It's also going to affect your first bank account. It's going to affect everything that you do. As touching your finance. So and if you are in the financial market space, it's important you know what is happening. Because like I always say on this channel and on if you've been listening to me for some time, as much as I'm a technical trader, I trade, I use the technical analysis to trade. It's also very important to be conversant about what is going around you. Because whether you like it or not, fundamentals always tell us where the direction of the market is going to. And so we only use technical to follow the market more often than not. So if you notice what we have on my screen right now, I'm on the chart on the DXY, the dollar index. So some people will say, I don't like talking about politics. I don't like talking about politics. um, or they will say politics is a dirty game. I don't want to get involved. But the truth is, whether you like politics or not, whether you are getting involved or not, it affects you. It affects everything you do. I mean, an example is what is happening in Nigeria. You will notice that the last 2 3 years, the last let's even say the last 2 years since this new administration has taken office, you will agree with me that inflation has not been laughing with anybody. Ehen. Uh, and it's not a matter of whether you love politics or not. Either you like it or not, it's going to affect you, and it's obvious. Before the present administration, the present president in Nigeria came into office. Uh, fuel, for example, maybe it's selling for $200, 200 naira, pardon, or 150. Now it's over 1,000 naira just because a man came into office and implemented the policy, and it changes everything, the way we live, the way we spend money, um the way we pay taxes. So it always affects everybody. So the same thing is what we are going to be looking at tonight. One of the things we're going to be looking at tonight, is that effect on the global market, because whatever happens to the dollar affects everybody all over the world, because the dollar is the adopted global currency. So any policies that the new person, which is the president of President Donald Trump, any policy that he brings on board affects everybody. Whether you like it or not, it affects you. So I would say that. So before we look at the charts, let's look at the antecedent of the present president, the incoming president. He will be inaugurated tomorrow by 11 a.m. Central Time, which is 12 p.m. Eastern Time. I think that's about 5 p.m. Nigerian time. So let's look at his antecedents. Let's look at the way, it's when he was in office. I think 2016 to 2020. Let's look at what happened. 2020, 2017 to 2021. So how does his coming into office affects the global economy, affects the dollar, affects the stock market, right? So if you look at this article on Nasdaq, it said, "Will the stock market crash or soar under President-elect Donald Trump?" Here is what history shows us. So I won't bother you with all this reading. Let's just go to what history has shows us so far. Since they look at on this article, what they did was they now compared, different U.S. presidents from 1957 and their effect on the financial market. So they are using the S&P 500, which is a major US indices, and the Nasdaq 100 to look at that effect of when president, since for different presidents from 1957. Why is this important? It's important, like I've mentioned during my intro. It's important that you look at history so that you know what to expect, so that if you are trading, you know what you're expecting, right? The what moves the market, like I said, policies move the market. Look at what is happening in Nigeria. Nigeria is a very typical example. Look at the different policies that the president has been implementing, and look at the effect on everyday people's life, on your taxes, on grocery, on the food you buy, and all that. So I haven't said that. So we're looking at different presidents from 1957. Just look at it briefly, then we'll go back to the chart. So you see that so far so good. If you look at this chart, we look at the annualized return on the stock market. In 1957, we have 7.8% for between 1957 and 1961. That's about 4 years. So if you look at John Kennedy 5.4, we look at Lyndon Johnson 7.6. But if you go down on this chart, what you will notice is that so far so good. Out of all these presidents from 1957 to 2025, two people stand out. Bill Clinton 15.2% and Donald Trump 14.1%. Bill Clinton spent 8 years in the White House, pardon me, and within that time, the stock market did very well. That means it's friendly to the stock market, and what that means is that we have a kind of when it comes to the monetary policy, like the dollar, what we have is that they ensure that the dollar wasn't too strong. You remember last week, this when we had this meeting, I spoke about the effect of the dollar. That the reason why everything is tanking from Bitcoin to gold to currencies to indices is because the dollar has become very strong. And good enough on Monday and Tuesday, Monday to Wednesday, we have the dollar relax a bit, and then you can see that all the markets pick up. So for you to have this kind of analyzed return, average return 15.2% within 8 years, what that tells you that during Bill Clinton era, what we have was that we have the dollar was deliberately, in a way, the strength of the dollar was reduced so that we can have other economy of the world breathe a little bit, right? And the same thing, Trump also did between that period. There's an article I was looking for, maybe I'll post in the group, where Donald Trump specifically said, the dollar was too strong, so they needed to bring it down a little bit. And within that year, we saw how the strength of the dollar was reduced by the Federal Reserve cut interest rates and did some other things like something known as a quantitative easing, where there's a lot of printing of money, so that people have access to money to spend. All right. So within the 4 years that Trump used, you can see that is the annualized return for S&P 500, was very close to what Bill Clinton did in 8 years. So if we follow this antecedent, so what should we be expecting in the next 4 years? What that means that we should be expecting at least reduction in the strength of the dollar. And there are different ways that can be achieved. Number one, majorly, number one major way that will be achieved is by reduction, by having the Federal Reserve cutting interest rates. And I've said this over and over. If you've been attending this class, is that when we have interest rate being cut, what that one means is that, or interest rates being reduced, is that people will have access to funds. That means in them having access to funds, that means they can, invest in the risk assets, like gold, like this S&P 500, like Nasdaq, like buying Bitcoin. And we saw that effect in 2020, where there's a reduction in interest rate. So that means you can go to the bank, for example. Let's say you enter the bank and they say you can borrow money at 0%, for example. What that tells you that if I know I can borrow money with 0%, that means I'm not paying any interest rate on that money to the bank. I can easily play with the money, right? Because I know I'm not paying any interest rate. I can easily, okay, let me quickly buy some S&P 500, or let me buy NAS 100. And we've seen the effect over time that once there's an reduction in interest rate, what happens is that prices of stock markets, of indices, of gold, or Bitcoin goes up. And the dollar, we begin to see that the dollar is tanking. So far so good. We hope there will be a reduction in interest rates, as Trump comes into office, and also the strength of the dollar will be reduced. If you notice in the last like 3 months, if you look at since the dollar bottom from here at 100, we've been moving aggressively. I think this is, if I go to the daily time frame, you actually see it. I think this is, we bottom in September. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the last 5 months, pardon me, the dollar has been extremely strong. Has been extremely strong, as you can see, has been bouncing off this trend line. And because of that, you can see that every other risk, every other currencies, if you look at currency, if you look at Euro USD, for example, you notice that within that same period that the dollar has been very strong. The last 5 months since September, the same period, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last 5 months, the Euro USD has also been tanking because dollar has been very, very strong. All right. You look at pounds USD also, you see that all of them has been taking a beating. If you look at USD card, especially, look at AUD USD, same thing, the last 5 months. Look at let's look at USD card. Same thing. It's been, the last 5 months, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll be having this amazing uptrend. So now the question is, inauguration of Trump tomorrow will be everybody's watching to see what will happen. And we can see an example in the crypto market. If you trade crypto, if you check, there's a launch of a meme coin yesterday by Donald Trump. He posted it on his this coin Trump. I bought some at $18. I sold some of it anyway. Although I didn't buy plenty because I really didn't trust. Because the news, when the news broke, all of us were thinking maybe it's fake, it's fake. So within 24 hours or 48 hours, this coin has done 30 billion. To just show you the effect of what Donald Trump can have on the market. The volume has, I mean, it's gone crazy. The market cap has done $12.9 billion within about 48 hours since this coin has been launched. So I would say that let's go back to the chart. So technically speaking now, for me, I'll be sitting on my hands tomorrow to watch what is going to happen. In fact, I'm in some trades on some dollar trades. I'll be locking those trades because tomorrow we can have some crazy move, depending on what our guy will say, the new president. Remember when our president in Nigeria came into office on the first day of inauguration, Baba said no more subsidy. We saw the effect. uh So everybody is just waiting for what the inaugural speech will look like tomorrow. If Donald Trump won't say something that will crash the market, is it that he says something that was going to crash the market, or he says something that will favor the market and everybody will be happy? So tomorrow for the dollar index, we either have a breakout from this range from 110. We either have dollar breakout from this range, dollar do this tomorrow, and continue to that uptrend based on what Baba will say tomorrow, or we have dollar, eat this place and continue to the downtrend. But for Trump, from his antecedent that I showed you earlier, I expect him to keep the dollar strength lower so that the stock market can do very well and every other risk asset can do very well. So far, so good. We know that if you look at this news, we know that Trump likes to boast with the stock market. If you watch when he was in office, they say this is on Goldman Sachs. They say how Trump's election is forecast to affect U.S. stocks. So we know Babadi, he likes to boast very well with the stock market. All right. So having said that, let's go back to the chart and see. So like I said, tomorrow is going to be a very major determinant. We can have dollar, break out from here or retrace all the way before we continue that uptrend. We don't know. So we have to watch. I haven't said that if you look at currency so far, pounds USD is still sitting on this support. So based on what is going to happen tomorrow, we can have dollar. If dollar strength continue, price is likely to break this low at 1.2 for pounds USD. All right. Or however, if if the monetary policy, if there's no change, and then the new president, speak in favor of the stock market and S&P 500, for example, we saw that, and the dollar weakens in strength. What we are going to be having is that price might come very close to this support for pounds USD, for example, and bounce off from here. All right. We can have price do like this and begin to bounce around there before we have this uptrend. All right. So either way, we'll watch what the market will do tomorrow. It's very, very important. Tomorrow is a key day. You don't want to mess around with the market tomorrow. You just want to see what is going to happen tomorrow first. All right. So I haven't said that if you check Euro USD, the same thing. The same thing. Last week I entered this trade last week from here. Yeah, I'm already out of this trade. I think it did over 100 pips for Euro years and pounds. And I think I posted it on the group. If you're in the group, you see me post this thing before we have this uptrend. I posted this on the group. All right. Then also, we saw that Euro USD seems to be sinking on a very strong support on the weekly time frame. We have price closed on this support on the weekly time frame. Let me take this out. Let me see if I can. So we saw price sitting on this strong support on closing on this sort of support on strong support on last week. So for me, I'll be looking forward to see what price will do around this range, around this support, around 1.01. If this support holds its own and we don't see any crazy market reaction tomorrow, and the dollar keeps the strength of the dollar reduced further, We might see price. We are likely to see price bounce up from here tomorrow. All right, this is for Euro USD. We can see price do this maybe coming from tomorrow into next week, and and going forward. So for Euro USD, I'll actually be watching what price we do around there for Euro USD. All right. So however, let's look at what gold has been doing, and we look at Bitcoin. So a lot of people, if you're in the crypto industry like me and you've been playing with crypto, you agree with me that there's a lot of anticipation being built up around Bitcoin. And as you can see, we bounced up from 90,000 last week at around about 89,000. And because there's a lot of euphoria, and the new president elect, his body language is obvious that he's going to be the president for crypto. uh I mean, from what he has been saying during election, the fact that he wants to make the US the crypto capital of the world, to the fact that he has also, even after he won that election, you can see that he has been putting into key position are people that are pro crypto people. uh So I mean, his body language is clear. Is clear that we are going to have the president of the world that supports crypto, which is very, very, very important, which is very key. And that's why you see that anticipation is building towards tomorrow, and Bitcoin has been pushing. For me, I've been saying this over and over. I've been doing dollar cost averaging to Bitcoin for months now. So I expect that if Donald Trump body language, continue to support Bitcoin and crypto going forward, we are likely to see Bitcoin break above this 108,000 tomorrow. From tomorrow going forward. All right. And the next couple of months, we are likely to see Bitcoin. I mean, I've seen different projections, but for me, I'll start taking massive profit around, say, when I begin to see Bitcoin around 120,000, around 150,000. All right. Like I said, the body language of the president elect for is, I mean, is super pro crypto. So I really don't have any fear around crypto, as touching the new president elect. So having said that, also another thing I also want to say concerning crypto is the fact that we know even before we have a pro crypto president of the United States, Bitcoin has been doing very well. You know, any post Bitcoin halving, let's say a year after Bitcoin halving, we always see Bitcoin do very well. At least Bitcoin should do like two x or 3x. So if you are looking at 2x of Bitcoin at say around 70,000, the last time Bitcoin top out around that 70,000. So going forward, we should be seeing Bitcoin maybe around this cycle. If this move continue, maybe around that 140, $150,000 per Bitcoin. All right. So for me, I'm super excited, when it comes to touching crypto. If you ask me, my best, my best trading for this year is Bitcoin. I mean, I've been doing dollar cost averaging around $18,000, and I'm still holding a lot of all of that position even till now. I've shared the screenshot with those in my in my crypto group before. So I haven't said that everybody's hopeful. All right. So then another thing that is going to help Bitcoin, if we have the dollar relax, like I said at the beginning, that means a lot of people will have access to free money. For example, if you have the dollar strength relax this year going forward, say we have interest rate being cut, we have a lot of quantitative easing going forward. That means there will be people who have access to money. That means they can invest in crypto. That means they can invest in crypto. And because of that, we will see coins like Bitcoin, like Solana, like the Trump new official Trump coin, going over the roof moving forward. So I would say that let's look at gold as well. So before I conclude this class this night, if you have not joined our new there's a new group that I set up is on WhatsApp. If you have not joined that group, please let me know. It's for we are launching a robot, or let me say an AI that has been helping that we have been testing for about 2 3 years now. Yeah, so we've been launching it this week, either this week or the next this weekend. Yeah, how you can use it to start trading, to do help you simplify your trading. Trust me, that robot works like magic. It works very well. So I would say that. So let's look at gold as well. Gold has been ranging with this has been within this range, and it's still bullish. It's still bullish, as you can see. Last week we broke out from this counter trend line. So, and then we are approaching 2,700, for gold. So, for me, if you, I'm not traded gold for a while. I won't. That's why you don't see me be posting it so much in the groups. So, but any opportunity, any pullback is an opportunity to buy gold. Any pullback, as you can see, each time it pull, and it's still within this range anyway. It's still within this range. It hasn't broke. It has been within this range within between since September. It's been ranging between 2,520 and 2,790. So we've been seeing gold ranging, and finally it broke out from this counter trend line. So I expect it to keep pushing forward. All right. To keep pushing forward. So you want to be looking for a buying opportunity on gold. Any pullback should be an opportunity to buy, as long as we are within this range. All right. So let's look at if you want me to look at any other asset, let me know. So let's look at NAS 100. If you want me to look at any pair, just drop it on the group okay, the NAS 100, as you can see, based on, like I mentioned, is key. The dollar is very key. We saw it broke out from this range since this was since November. Price came here and broke out from this range, and then it's been above this range. It's been above it. If the dollar strength keep weakening, that means NAS 100 should keep pumping. You keep seeing it pushing to the upside. If you have the Federal Reserve cut interest rate this year as much as possible, we should see the NAS 100 keep pushing to the upside as well. So, like I said, everything hinges on tomorrow. If you are a Nigerian and because I can see some people are not Nigerian, but if you're a Nigerian on this call, you should know if and if you saw the effect of Tinubu's policy after he came to office, you should know that what is going to happen tomorrow is not something you should joke about. Mm. Pardon me. You want to actually pay. Tomorrow is key. Tomorrow going forward, uh the new president elect have promised to even sign 100 to use executive order to sign more than 100 bills tomorrow. So let's see the effect. So if the effect favors the stock market, we should see US NAS 100 to keep pumping. You should keep pumping. S&P 500, same thing with S&P 500 as well. S&P 500 has been pumping for some time as well. So everybody is hopeful because of tomorrow. That's why you saw that last week, this keep pushing forward. All right. Somebody said I should look at US oil. Okay, let's look at US oil. Let's look at WTI. Uh, US oil has been pumping from the. I think we had this talk in December that I said it's sitting on this support. Further push to the upside, and it's been pushing. But overall, as you can see on the weekly time frame, it's actually a it's actually a bearish instrument. So you want to be very careful around this range. If you want to keep buying, you actually want to be very careful around this range. It's about to pull back. And if you look at what price, if you look at this trend line and we take another trend line to an outer trend line, even it has broken this one. But if you do this, you notice that it's still within this downtrend. The US oil is still within this downtrend. So around this range, I won't be buying. If I'm trading this pair, I'll be very careful buying. All right, I might want to wait to see how price will close around this area for the week. All right, but this is actually it's the selling area. As you can see, price has created this resistance around there, and there's a major resistance around this area. All right, there's a major resistance around this area that you also want to watch out. There's another one here. We have another one here. So you want to be careful around this zone. So we are likely to see price, probably do this, test this one. If this doesn't hold, you can go to this zone and then crash. All right. All right. So that is that about US oil. You want to be very careful around that zone. All right. Somebody is asking about the Trump coin. I've explained the Trump coin. Should you buy? At this point, you can see that price has been pulling back. I think it did $75. But right now it's at $65. So you want to be very careful at this price range. Like I said, everything is on what the new president will say tomorrow. uh if what he said is optimistic about the market, we are likely to see this coin go to well over $100. uh and again, it's a meme coin, so people are just like you are gambling. If you like to gamble, you can put some money. I bought this coin yesterday at $18. If you're in the crypto group, you notice I said so. I mentioned it, but I really didn't buy too much. I just bought small because at the time I bought, we have not confirmed if 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 this is genuine or not. We are still speculating that maybe they have hacked Donald Trump Twitter page. A lot of what I see, we're still. So I just bought small. I've really taken a lot of profit from the ones I bought, and I'm holding small. If you trade crypto, we call it moon bag. In case it goes above $100. You know. So I haven't said that. Like I mentioned, I'll be rounding up now. Like I mentioned, by by um by this week we'll be launching our new AI bot that you can use that will help you to trade. I mean, that bot has been doing wonderfully well for people. Some people have been using it. I've been testing it also, and the process and how you can get started. We'll talk about it this week. I'll be posting in the groups when we're about to launch. I'll let you, but it's going to be this week, either on Friday or Saturday. I'll let you guys know. So I haven't said that. Okay, somebody said lastly, I'll be looking at somebody said I should look at Euro USD. Euro USD is sitting on the support. uh if dollar tank this week, if the strength of the dollar, if dollar doesn't break above where it's sitting right now around 110, if it has not broken above that range, what happened is that what we're going to be seeing is that price is likely to bounce off from here. We are likely to see price either come and test this place tomorrow and then take a bounce. So to trade it in a very safe way, I'm on the weekly time frame. What we are going to be doing, what you want to do is to have a counter trend line properly drawn like this, so that you wait for price to break out from here. If you are not an aggressive trader, you want to wait for price to do everything it wants to do around this zone. All right, you want to wait for price to do whatever it wants to do around this zone. Eh? Either it wants to break this low. Eh? So we are likely to see price, dance around this zone before we have to come and test this low. But if this low holds, if 1.01 holds, price is likely to do this. It will break out from here, test this place, and then continue to the upside. All right. Or if an aggressive trader, what I always do sometimes, like last week that I posted on the group, I took a buy around there and I put my stop loss below this zone. You want to put your stop loss. You can, if price come, you can take a buy. I'll put your stop loss below this zone. So you know that okay, if price breaks this low, it takes you out. But if you're a conservative trader, you want to be super conservative. You want to wait and wait for to see what price will do around the zone. So like last year, we saw what Euro GPP did. Remember, we be if you are in this group, remember we did a lot of buying around this area. Although I got tired because this pair for 2 months I was buying. It didn't break out. So that's why in this game you have to be very patient. Very patient is very important. And see afterwards, after I think I angrily closed this trade around this area last year. That was in December. And I posted in the group that I won't trade this pair again because this pair, apart from the fact that it can be very slow, another thing is the swap fee I was paying on this pair on the broker I was using. One of the brokers I was trading it on was very crazy. I mean, they were really, the swap fee was too much. So immediately I was in profit. I came out of this trade only for it to eject. See what he did. See what he did. He finally now broke out. That's why patience is very, very important in this game. But if what you notice that it took you like 3 months, one, I'll be 4 months safe because the bottom here broke this low, broke another low, and then finally now broke out. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 months. So the same thing can happen to Euro USD, but Euro USD is not as slow as Euro GBP, so I don't expect it to be that slow. So maybe the next couple of days, you can see it bounce around this zone before we had that breakout or we have price break to the downside. So you want to keep your eyes around this zone for Euro USD. Somebody say, is it Trump that owns the? Yeah, so he's the one though. Yeah, he's the one that owns it. Though. It's that coin he was launching his on his. He announced it on his True Social and also on his page. All right. Okay, somebody said he's not joined. Okay, let me drop the link for the AI. I'll drop it now in the comment section so that you can, if you have not joined, you can join. Give me a minute before we round up. I'm gonna drop the let me drop it on the give me 1 minute. I'm gonna drop the link. Let me look for it. I want to look for the link. Okay. If you have not joined, you can join with this link. This one I'm dropping now. All right, let me see if I can copy. Give me 1 minute though, guys. I'm trying to copy the link to the okay. Yeah, I've grabbed the link. Let me all right, so that's the link. You can join us on the AI. We'll be launching it this week. And what we have done, let me quickly explain that what that AI is a software. What we have done is to allow people to number one to use that software to trade. It's going to assist you. It's not it's a semi-automated software. Don't worry, we'll be explaining it. It simplifies your life. Trust me, it's going to make your life easy. Uh-huh. And we have loads and loads of testimony for those that yes, for those that are using that software already. So um I don't trade synthetic, but that software you can use to trade synthetic, you can use to trade anything. Don't worry, when we launch, we'll be doing a lot of trainings on how you can use it, on how you can also make money from it. It also have we have attached a like a little bit reward, like a referral, where you can also share with your friends, and those that you share it with, when they buy the software, you also get a rebate. I mean, you get 30%. You can't get better than that, trust me. So the business trading is a business, and if you understand that, a lot of people feels that trading is just about buying and selling, about trading. No, there's a business side of trading, which is what we're going to be exploring a lot this year. which means let's say you are waiting. For example, look at what Euro GBP, an example I just gave. If you are in this trade, let's say you took a buy, and I'll be talking a lot about the business side of trading, which a lot of people don't understand. The fact that that business side of trading, if you understand it, it will allow you to allow your trade to run. Like I've been in a position now on a trade on a pair since November, and I'm not out of the trade. I've been holding some Bitcoin now since more than a year now, and I'm still holding them. I'm not out of the trade. Do you know why I could hold those positions? Because I have other businesses I'm doing that are built around the trading industry that are generating money for me. So it doesn't put me under pressure. So that's an aspect of trading that we are going to be exploring, which is what we have built with this software, where you can now explore the business side of the software, where you can make extra money. When you share with your friends and they subscribe to the software, you get 30% up to the fifth level. Yeah, those that they bring, you also make money from them. So as you are using the software to trade and your friends are also using it to trade, you are also making money. Everybody's happy. There's a testimony that somebody that be using the software dropped in the. Let me see if I can share it in this group so that you guys can read it. Um, Let me look for that. Let me look for that. If you can, okay. I'm gonna be so you can if you can just take your time and read it. That the image, maybe I'll repost it on the WhatsApp group for those that are just joining, so that you guys can just see what we are talking about. This guy used this software to turn $17 to $400, over $400. So you can read that if you can read that testimony. Oh, I don't know if this thing will allow me to post it though. It seems it seems Google YouTube is not allowing me to post it. Don't worry, I'll repost it on the WhatsApp for those that have joined so that you can see what I'm saying. All right, so just look forward to that. And so that's how this week is going to be. And another thing I want to say, the fact that we'll be talking about the software doesn't also take away the place of analyzing the market. We still be doing this every weekend. Every Sundays, I'll still be coming here to show you what the market, because your knowledge of the market also helps you to also use the software as well. So I'll be seeing you guys this week. Have a beautiful trading week. Like I mentioned, tomorrow is a very key day. Just watch out for what the new president is going to be saying, how his policies is going to affect the market. We'll be seeing that from tomorrow going forward, at least for the next 4 years. All right. All right. Oh, BTC is now above 106. I've not checked. That's good. That's a good one. Oh, that's true. 106. The highest of the I before now, I think because it was around 108,000. Yeah, that's the all-time high. So I expect Bitcoin to break out from here. Like I mentioned earlier, the body language of Donald Trump is telling us that it's obvious. It's going to support crypto. There's no two way about it. There's no two way about it. Amos, you said, don't you think depending on robot can impact on trading skill? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's just going to assist you, like I mentioned. It doesn't take away the place of you analyzing the market. But don't worry, as we get into it, as we begin to talk about it, you understand it. If you have known me, if you have been around me, you know that me, I'm not always in a hurry. So it's not what we're going to be sharing about the robot, about the AI is not what we are going to be giving you sharp. Well, it's something that we are going to be using for the next couple of years. So there's no rush. All right. And then we'll be having regular training on how to use it as well. All right. So thank you everybody. I'll be seeing you in the coming days. All right. So let's pray that the new president elect tomorrow is going to favor us. Because everybody is waiting for tomorrow. Wall Street folks, everybody on Wall Street in New York, they are waiting for what's going to happen tomorrow. Everybody. uh So, and the body language of the new president is showing that is going to be in support not only of crypto but of the stock market, which is good for all of us. Uh-huh. All right. So thank you. I'll be seeing you guys during the week. Have a beautiful trading week. Good night.